Okay, welcome once again. And today I'll be talking about how to avoid the mistake of the community. And we started this series for quite some time now. And the series are all about the mistakes you need to avoid when you want to buy a piece of land in Nigeria. Welcome back to this channel. If you're just joining us for the very first time. So if you're a repeat person, just make sure you like and share and do whatever you feel like doing, okay? But if you are coming for the first time, make sure you share. So, and today we are looking at the mistake of community. This community, most of the time we buy this property from communities. The property reside within a community, and a lot of people don't realize that your community is actually a very integral stakeholder when you are buying a piece of property. And if you don't treat them as such, the defense and enjoyment you are supposed to have, you will not experience it in any form of any kind at all. Today we're looking at how you will not fall victim of not carrying your community along. Whether you are buying from a primary market or you are buying from a secondary market, community is very important. You are more or less joining that community, especially if you're in Nigeria. You will understand this concept very well. When you are marrying into this family, it's often said that you are not just marrying, that's your spouse, you are also marrying into that family. That means you need to accept their culture, their belief system, and a whole lot of things will come into play. Whether you accept it or not, you have to allow it in one way or the other. And if you have superior belief, superior culture, or superior intelligence, you don't just come into that community and start implementing that change immediately. You have to subtly be part of that community and then understand the way they do things before you now start implementing the way you do your own thing. Take, for instance, when the missionaries were coming into Africa, and when they were coming into Africa, they understand how we worship our God, and they presented Christianity to us in a way that can be applicable to us, right? So we're a lot of we're naturally spiritual people, and they brought another dimension of spirituality to us. So somebody said that all of a sudden we became spirits. The teachings tonight is just to examine the importance of community and what are the strategies that you can implement to mend things with your community and all of those things. Those are the things we are going to be looking at to mend it tomorrow. But today, right now, your community is very important. So, number one, these are people that are going to be your neighbors. They are currently your neighbors. Or they are even people that have sold land to you, right? They can misbehave, they can be unwelcoming, they can behave rashly, they can behave harshly, they can behave in ways that are manners that are not Christian-like, or moral standard might be very low, but you cannot use that to judge. I often say this: always treat your real estate transaction as a business, not, how will I put it? Don't be emotionally attached to your real estate transaction, right? Whatever they have done to you, deal with it as such and really move away from it. So basically, number one thing is that you need to understand that they are your community. And you now need to understand something that they are your first defendant when you have trouble. You have issues on land, when any form of trouble regarding the land that you have bought, they are your first defender. They are either going to be with you or they are going to be against you. So how well you treat them will determine whether they are going to be for you or they are going to be against you. So it is always wisdom and intelligence for you to be in good terms with them. That just makes a lot of sense. That's very important. So they serve as your eyewitness report when you are occupying your land, when you are taking possession of your land, and when you are even doing your due diligence. There are some level of due diligence that you need to carry out that must be community engaged, and then it must involve the community. You want to do underground checking. I remember we wanted to buy a project somewhere in Ikorodu, and we were told that if they're going to sell this part to you, buy. But if they're going to sell this very particular buy to you, don't go near it, because that place is forbidden forest. Those are information you don't get from the people that want to sell. The people that want to sell to you, always just have a fact that they want to collect money at the back of their mind. But the community will give you every details, especially when you are nice to them. The understanding you need to have also is that they are your first line of defense too against encroacher and trespasser. They are your first line of defense against encroachers. Maybe somebody else wants to go and resell that land. They might not tell you or come out boldly to defend you, but if you play your game very well with them, you will always have an informant among them. I've been in transaction whereby it is the same people that will sit down to have meeting. It is one of them that will say, come back and call me, see, and waiting we discuss for the meeting be this. So just use your brain wisely and just find a way to deal with them. So let's just look at 5 strategies that are not cast in stone, especially it differs from community to community, families to families. Some communities are just one family, some are a bunch of families, some are a whole village entirely, and all of those things. Just look at, but these 5 strategies are basic. You can always find a way to localize them. I remembered when we bought a property in Port Harcourt, there were things we used to do in Lagos, but the way we did it in Port Harcourt was a little bit different from what we did in Lagos. Just wisdom to re-engineer the strategy to be able to fit the situation. In Abuja is a little bit different. In Kano is a little bit different, right? So just wisdom to re-engineer it to suit the purpose at time. Number 1 is community engagement. Always be at their forefront. They must know that you are the owner of the property. Community engagement. They must know that you are the owner of the property. Number 2 is be involved in community projects and development. Be involved in community projects. Now they want to bring transformer to the area, be involved. Light spoil, be involved. They want to grade road, be involved. Something happen, be involved. They want to do their festival, be involved. Somebody die, be involved. All these there are little things that you do that is called the top of the mind awareness in advertisement. It's just to know that this is the owner of the land. So that the day somebody will come and say he wants to come and claim your land, or somebody wants to encroach on your land, they'll not, this guy has been involved in this community. This guy is as good as living in this community. You cannot claim to hold his property. That's number 2. Number 3 is community-led engagement and PR. You must continually do PR. When I mean PR, for instance, one of the PR we can do is that the chief of that area wants to do an anniversary, or wants to marry a new wife, or wants to do something. You can do a big banner on behalf of A and B Real Estate Limited. We officially welcome you to the community of big, massive banner. In a way, you're advertising your company. 10th year coronation of Do Big Banner. All these PR are very, very important. Let the community police in that area know you. Every year, there's Christmas stuff you are dropping for them. There's New Year stuff you are dropping for them. There's something you are giving to the DPO. If there's a DPO. So all these little PR matters, because in case they want to even mess you up, it is the police people that they'll go and talk to first. But at one point or the other, you have been part of the policing community too. Okay, it's just wisdom and wisdom and wisdom and wisdom. Then number 4 is CSR. Okay, CSR is very, very important. Go to their school, help them to refurbish a school, help them to grade a road, help them to do something, give their children scholarship, print a book that will carry the name of your company, put it in their face, do calendar, give it to all the schools. Each family go home with one calendar. It can be one pager calendar, right? It will be in every family's house, so that the day they want to mess you up, your calendar is going to be speaking for you that day. So all these little things are like minute stuff, but they are very, very important, and they can save you in the days of where you are not there. They can speak on your behalf. Okay. Number 5 is be part of the security architecture of that community. So you need to serve the community. That's basically what I'm talking about. But one way you must strategically serve is that you have been part of the architectural structure of the community or the infrastructural of the community. These two is going to impact on your project, especially if you're a real estate company. It's going to impact on your project. Security and infrastructure drives value. And if you are one of the people that are in the forefront, it just makes sense that you keep pushing it. Okay? It makes sense in a whole lot of ways, But in terms of development, it's very important. In terms of your personal protection too, it's very important. In terms of your asset protection too, it is very, very important. I hope you gain something very, very meaningful when it comes to engagement of community. There are a lot of things that I could have had. I remember there was a time we bought a property somewhere in Ogun State. We had to be the one to open up the road, and they were telling us that since the colonials did the bridge that people are passing right now, were the only presence of infrastructure that has ever come to that community. So for many years, most of the people that originated from that place, they couldn't drive their car to that place because there was no access road. So we brought civilization to that place after the colonial did. Okay, so these are good records that you always want to have. Okay, thank you very much. My name still remains Okpe Oluwaole. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.